bedtime, but also it's time to go hog wild tonight.
It's not bedtime, it's swine time.
It's wine time. Well, this has a fancy strap on the back of it here. I don't know what this is. Nobody asked me if it's for sale, if it's available, if it's a drop. I don't know. It just came from the basement, okay? But tonight is a very special night because we have the pig deity himself, Dean Von Odd, on with us tonight. And he is going to be exclusively releasing his new single, Edwin. Edwin, am I saying that right? Now, all of a sudden, I just had like a panic moment in my head. Edwin. And we're going to be releasing that tonight, and then it'll be available streaming tomorrow. So, I don't know, we've got a couple people, and they've got TJ, Mr. Pettibone, always in the chat. Thank you. We appreciate you, sir. Holly Hood holding it down. If you guys haven't already shared the stream, please do so because, hey, people need to know. They need to know. The ham is ready. Okay? The timer has gone off. It's golden. It's
roasting the pig all day long.
Just a slow roast.
Yep.
And I mean, who doesn't love ham? I mean, there's this kind of ham, this kind of ham that'll put you in your place. We got scary ham. Woo! But without further ado, and so you folks don't have to be subjected to my wonderful jokes, the one, the only, Dean Von Odd.
Hey, what's up? What's up?
I had intro music, but it did not play. So
that's totally okay. The pig jokes were chef kiss. I was trying so hard not to laugh.
Just you wait. My Google search is going to be very. It's very prime for hog content tonight.
Yeah.
You just made me realize though, showing Pumbaa, I totally need to do a cover of Hakuna Matata.
Yes.
For the children. It's for the children. Okay.
Absolutely.
I mean, hey, that movie did traumatize a lot of people. I know after I watched it the first time as a kid, I was like, never again.
Oh, I know.
Oh, man. Well, thank you so much for coming on Dead Bitches Brunch. We are super stoked to have you, our second musical guest that we've ever had. So thank you very much for coming to kick it with the Dead Bitches.
And also our second guest under Goon Management.
Hey, Goon Squad.
Yeah, the Goon Squad.
Thank you guys for having me on. I've been digging a lot what you guys are doing, so I fully support it. I always share when I can, and when I can pop in the chat, I do.
Yeah, no,
we appreciate you for sure.
Yeah, we see you pop in there and stuff. So yeah, we appreciate it. So you've been going through this evolution recently with your music and stuff. You kicked out a new album, Voodoo Frankenstein, this year, which is fucking dope. It's amazing. And then you're just continue to just hustling constantly. There's new merch, there's new singles coming out, and then you've also been going through this evolution as well in your personal life, and then with the joining on with Goon Management, and then talking about what you have on the horizon for next year. I mean, I don't know how you're keeping it all like in track and like in order. This is what's coming out, but super stoked to see what you have coming. But let's talk about a little bit about Voodoo Frankenstein.
Yeah. I mean, it feels like years have passed since that album has come out, but it's only been like a couple months. Voodoo Frankenstein was one of the most important albums I've ever done because, Space Age Vampire was my first like dabble into a full rock album. But I really wanted to make it something that was very much a part of me. And, if anybody knows me, New Orleans is my second home. It's the only place I've ever walked the streets and I felt like, I've been here before. Like I've been here in a past life. So I wanted to incorporate that, the bluesy sound in with some new metal. And, I hired people that played like the violin, the saxophone. I've always wanted a saxophone player on a song. And then it still had the campy horror lyrics, but some songs had a message behind it, and you know, love songs. So it was very much encompasses all of who I am in one album.
Mhm.
So
Do you
That's
see
awesome.
do you see what you're working on to come out here in the future is going to be kind of following this same vein of like a heavy rock mix in there?
so not for a while because um I have some plans next year for a 3 EP series that's called the Producer Series, and one of them is produced by Fritz the Cat, which is like a very horrorcore, Dark Lotus, Green Book esque sounding album. Then me and Slasher Dave are working on a horror punk album. And then the third EP I'm still working on with somebody in particular. So that's coming out next year. And then following that, I have a 13 track 80s ballad rock album coming out. So it's just like I love doing certain types of music and stuff, but I just want to do everything I've ever wanted to do. And if I stick to one thing too long, I get bored because ADHD and all kinds of shit.
Mhm.
So I don't know. I might come back to that blues sound. I would love to do a blues album with, Noise or Keegan Grimm has a great voice for blues. There's a lot of people I'd like to work on a blues album with, but for now, I'm just gonna keep steady switching it up.
Yeah.
That's really cool because even, before you just said all that tonight, I was kind of like thinking about, okay, going into this, I was just thinking about you and your music, and I was like, God, he's so fucking versatile. Like there's just so much different stuff, and that's just so cool to be able to do that and kind of just like hit all these different audiences with different things.
Right. And it's a lot of I feel like it's going to be harder for me in the music industry because people find an artist they like and then they like that sound and they want that constantly from them, and a lot of artists are comfortable doing that. But a lot of artists nowadays that I've seen, especially in our scene, love switching it up. Like just for instance, I have Doc Gruesom's latest album in my CD player, and that album goes from trap to like one of my favorite songs on there. It's called Runaway, I think, with him and Fams, and it's like an 80s almost pop song. So it's like I love seeing artists in our scene who are really reaching out, doing all kinds of different shit.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people out there too that love like I always say, I love all kinds of music. Like, make fun of me all you want, but I even like country music. I'm obsessed with Prince. I fucking love rap, horrorcore, anything that sounds good to me. I love it. I'm obsessed with Johnny Cash, like just
Same.
I love like a whole wide spread of it. And I know I'm not the only one. So
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Snapple Apple is the nectar of the gods.
You're good, man. You are good. Well, kind of switching in a little bit of a different, I don't know. I just got super distracted here. Sorry, folks, ADHD.
Hey, I can relate.
old folks.
As I'm looking at like videos and slides to pull up, I get distracted by another video that like Spotify shows. And I'm like, oh, what's that?
It's Ritalin time.
All right, well, we got a few more viewers on here, folks. Thanks for stopping in to kick it with us today. And the Pig God D.E.A.N, if you can, please share the stream if you are watching so we can let others know to hop on. We are going to be releasing a new single here in a little bit later on tonight. So tell me, I've always been curious, how did you come across with picking the character of a pig for your stage presence?
So people have like inboxed me and asked this, but nobody's I don't think ever asked me on an interview before. So when so I used to go by Two-Face for a long time, probably like 12, 13 years. And then when my mom passed away, I quit music for like 2-3 years. And when I came back, I didn't want to use the same name. I wasn't the same person. It changed me. You know what I'm saying? I became a responsible adult. I, wasn't a 24-hour flop house party kid anymore. And I just wanted to evolve myself. So I was like, all right, what do I want to do? I want to do a stage show. I want to do this, this, and this. So obviously I have to have a character. Okay, so going into it, do I want to pick some weird name? And then I thought about it. I was like, well, I like just my regular name, but let's make it an acronym. So Destiny, Everything, and Nothing. Because to me, my destiny means fucking everything. To the rest of the world, it doesn't mean shit. So it's both at the same time. And I started thinking about masks and the evolution of like every album I want to do. I want to grow the costume darker or bigger or something that goes with the theme of the album. Because it's art at the end of the day. I want things to look cool and pop. And then I was like, one of my favorite books of all time was Animal Farm. And I was like, farm animals. Should I be a goat? No, there's, it's too cliche. I don't want to look like Baphomet on stage. And then I was like, horses, chickens. No, I don't want to be the chicken man. And I was like, pigs. Pigs. They're smart. They're cute. But they will eat a full-grown human. I think that's badass. Let's try a pig.
Hell yeah.
And so I saw this pig mask from Monster Mafia that had a giant pentagram on the front. I was like, perfect. That was my first rendition. And then I hired them to do the next one where we put the little horns on it and it said D.E.A.N across. And then the next evolution was from Brandon. And then Tom Martino did one. And then Ron Sample did the newest 2 evolutions of it. And it's just been fun, man. I've gone from being, the pig guy to the pig god now. That thanks to I believe so I said on another podcast, I think it was with Fats on Picture It Didn't Happen, that he coined that. And then when Noise was down here in Florida, he was like all butthurt. He was like, I called you the pig god first. So I'll give credit to both Fats and Noise because I don't know who coined it first. But it's been fun. The artwork for everything has turned out cool. It's been really cool selling replicas of the mask. And I think I'm gonna ride this pig wave for a while, and who knows, I might evolve over time into something else, but right now I'm very happy with everything.
Yeah, no, it's definitely very cool, and it's really, it's unique, and you have a lot of avenues that you can go with it. I believe this is your current one that you perform with, correct?
So that was the last version for Poltergeist.
Okay.
And the Into Voodoo Frankenstein. And then with the Pig Sticker Murders, the Halloween track we just released, I evolved again for the next album coming. and it's all black, and it's got more of the scarification everywhere, and bigger horns and crazy shit. So we haven't really put too much out on online for that one yet, but
no, that's cool. And I like too how you're doing the half mask on there too, because I mean, performing in a full face mask, like, what a bitch, man.
right. Yeah, no, performing in a half mask is fucking just as bad.
Yeah.
I started by having to wear a sweat rag underneath, because halfway through the performance, the mask would like suck off of my face and then just rain sweat into my eyes. So the second half of my set, I'd just be closed, eyes closed. I can't see. Oh.
Yeah.
So
sweaty.
Everybody was like, man, that guy really can move like these interesting dance moves. It's just like, no, I'm just blind as fuck up here.
Yeah, I'm in pain. Someone help.
No, I love it. And you also you got to perform at Fright Fest with it's I always mess up the name. It's Oh the Horror, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yes.
Oh the Horror. We have Jonathan Hellhouse in the chat. What up, man?
John Bon. I love my little John Bon. Hey, girl.
And you guys have a Halloween single potentially coming out next year. Is that right?
Yes, and that'll be on one of their albums.
One of their albums. No, that's super sweet. What was that like, getting to go up there and perform on a stage of that magnitude with them?
So I've done it before, but never. The whole experience itself was just surreal. Because I've opened for Tech down here in Florida, but it's always been like, man, these are my people that I sold tickets to. These are, I know most of the crowd or whatever. But going to Detroit for the first time ever on Halloween, and going to St. Andrews Hall for my very first time ever, and then standing backstage waiting to go on stage, I had to hype up noise, but internally I was screaming like a 3-year-old girl, just because it's nerve-wracking, man. Like, but at the same time, I was very excited to go up there and do it. So, and most of the time I perform, everybody knows I get lit, but I was completely sober that night too. So it was an intense situation, but I wouldn't give it back for anything, because fuck, what a night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we were actually there, and I saw you for a second, pre-show, and with your fancy jacket and everything, and you kind of were like, in the crowd a little bit, and then drifted away, and I was like, what's going on with D.E.A.N? And then I saw you hop up there, and I was like, that's what it was. Surprise! Happy Halloween, happy birthday, Merry Christmas.
Right.
Yeah, you guys definitely pulled off a big fucking surprise. Like, nobody knew. And I mean, especially like 2 nights, what is it, 1 or 2 nights before, you're at the Sam Hamm ceremony too. After everyone does their set, we're all hanging out, still partying, like not a peep, like nobody knew. I'm just at home, and then it pops up on my live, like, hey, D.E.A.N noise are on. Then I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, no one knew. You guys pulled off like just a really great keeping that.
Which is surprising, because when me and Noise start drinking, Luke gets mad at us all the time. He's like, stop telling everybody shit.
Well, that is true. I did get a sneak peek at a video for Voodoo Frankenstein at Camp Tool too.
Yeah.
One of those late nights, I found D.E.A.N without shoes, and then we're just all hanging out and stuff, and you're like, look at, swearing you all to secrecy. No one can fucking say anything, and if anyone says anything, I'm gonna fucking fine you. And then like we watch it and stuff, and then like the whole next day, like it was so catching. Brandon's like, shut up. D.E.A.N says he can't see. He's like, he doesn't even remember showing us it.
To be fair, I really didn't until Neck Pisses said something after it came out. He was like, oh, I remember this. I'm like, what? And then I was like, why do I always lose articles of clothing when I drink? Jeez, my shoes were gone. Oh, man. Lord. Met
I remember,
Sticky.
so my birthday back in June, I remember you sent me an unreleased video and were like, happy birthday. And I was like, hell yeah. I was like the second view on that video.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, I always get too excited because I genuinely love my art, and when something comes out better than expected, it's hard to just sit on it. Like,
Yeah.
and Noise was telling me while he was here, he was like, you know, you say all the time how behind you are, and literally you have so much shit. Like, stop for a minute and look at all you have. So that's what I've been trying to do these past 2 months is literally just stop for a minute. Eh, But we still have stuff coming out because we already planned on it. But it's like, he's like, man, you do so fucking much. Like, really just look at the shit you've been doing recently and let it soak in for a minute. And I was like, yeah, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to take that time to be proud of it because you should be.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you're so young and you are hustling all the time. Like there is always something new from you. I feel like coming out constantly. And I'm just like, where does he have the time? Like, does he sleep? Like, does the pig give him like magic swine powers? I'm like, it's
Barely.
like,
It's
but
the anxiety.
no, you're killing it, man. And it's always exciting to see what you're coming out with because you are a diverse artist and you're always switching it up and stuff. And your art is as you say, it's a reflection of what you've been a fan of and what you love as well. And so when you find those people and those artists that, you know, they are, it's like, hey, I like this, I love horror movies, I like 80s, I want to mix in voodoo, I want to mix in Frankenstein. Like it's so good every time.
I think so too. And not having the pressure to like constantly repeat one thing that you're doing and just do what you want to do and what you feel. That's fucking awesome.
Thank you very much. Thank you. You know, it's sometimes I'm worried when I release something that, you know, I'm gonna lose people here that weren't interested in that, or I might gain somebody here that was interested in that. And after a while, I was like, you know what? That doesn't matter. I'm being true to who I am. I'm doing what I want to do, and it's fun. And at the end of the day, you know, if people back it, awesome. If not, I'm happy with what I put out. You know, so it is what it is.
No, I think every artist, like in whatever your medium is, you always have that anxiety and that self-doubt, you know, being like, oh, are people gonna like it? But one good thing is that, you know, you've been hustling, you've been putting in the work. And even if it is something different than what you released before, you know, you're just introducing fans to something new that they maybe didn't even realize that they liked. You know, a lot of what you had on Voodoo Frankenstein were things that I hadn't been exposed to before because I've like lived under a rock most of my life. So to maybe to some people, like this New Orleans, you know, mix into things is something like they've heard before. But for me, I was like, oh, that's like really cool. That's different. That's unique. That's something that I wouldn't have like thought out myself. So yeah.
Right.
I think we just kind of always have to remember to give ourselves that grace and stuff when we put out content. Well, you have more pressure than me and Leah. We just talk shit, you know, on Sunday nights. But
Hey, talking shit is an art.
oh,
but you know, the thing is too, like when you get with a certain group of people, a fan base, you build friendships and relationships and everything. The people that, you know, get involved are going to listen to it regardless because they love you.
Right. And I for a long time, you know, I've always been in the like juggalo scene and stuff like that. And, you know, I always find my core people, but I will, you know, give a special thanks for Zool for putting me on in their world, man. Because since Camp 1, I've made so many more connections and fans, and I don't like calling people fans, friends. You know what I mean? It's people that support me because, you know, they like the product, but also, you know, we're all friends. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I never sought out to be some kind of superstar or anything, and that's why, you know, people get shocked when I hit them up personally and tell them happy birthday and shit. Like, dude, I'm just a dude in a pig mask. Without you motherfuckers supporting me, I'm just another face in the crowd, man. So shout out to Zool, and shout out to everybody that does support me, because I wouldn't be shit without y'all.
I think that's what's cool though about the underground is that, you know, everybody kind of like, you know, just being like Facebook friends or whatever and seeing things that people go through on a daily basis. It's like you humanize yourself. So we can relate to you so much more than, you know, just like random people that only post like glamorous things in their life too.
Right. And that's, I mean, it's there's a lot of people that say that you should keep your art and yourself separate. And for what I do and for who I am, because I'm an advocate for so many things, I'm a very strong advocate for mental health, because mine is steadily on the decline. I'm an advocate for the LGBTQ community, because you know, I'm part of that. You know, I've spoke out about being a gay male for a long time, before, you know, it was popularized in a lot of scenes, and this scene in particular was very hard to do that in, just because we grew up here and people dropped the F-bomb, and, you know, it was just something that wasn't talked about a lot, and if everybody's supposed to be so masculine and shit. I am very not a masculine man. I can't work on cars and do all that shit. And I'm fucking proud of that. Like, that's what me and Diabolic the Monster did, a song called "Be Proud," and I that whole thing was about exactly who the fuck I am, and so I'm an advocate for all kinds of things. And so for me to be open with the public about my struggles and what I'm going through, and hey, I need help, or hey, I'm fucked, or hey, this and that, you know, I don't mind sharing that part of my life with me or with everybody else, because it normalizes it. Like, yo, this guy does all kinds of music and videos and travels and does shit. But I'm also a human.
Mhm.
And I feel like that if people don't do that, then you get the Amanda Byneses of the world, who was forced into the limelight at a young age and went fucking crazy, and then everybody's like, oh shit. Well, obviously it didn't just get there. There was a progression that everybody else missed out on.
Right.
So if I was to keep everything inside and then one day go off the fucking rocker, people would be like, damn, I wonder what happened. Instead of me being open with people like, yo, I am fucking struggling right now. I could use some friends, some help, whatever. And then those people reach out, and then I get better, and I'm still able to do what the fuck I love to do with in my art. So it's very important to me personally to be open with people. Now, that may not be for everybody else. There's a lot of rappers that like to stay in kayfabe and all that shit, and I understand that side of it too. But for me personally, I'm an open book, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, you gotta live your life, and you gotta live it like honestly and passionately and freely. It in my opinion, it takes more work to, you know, hold things in versus just being honest and being real about stuff. And you know, and everybody has their, you know, limits of, you know, how much they, you know, they share or they don't share and stuff. But can definitely understand, as you being an artist and a creator, you know, you guys feel so emotion so big and stuff. Like I'm chill, and there's like Brandon like stressing about a mask line or something, and it's just like he's just like thinking about every little bit thing here and stuff, and he's just like, it's just these big emotions that you guys go through as being creatives that you are and stuff. So yeah, you gotta let that shit out sometimes.
Right. I'm also a Virgo, so that doesn't help whatsoever.
But another thing too is like I'll see, I'll hop on Facebook and be like, oh shit, Dean had a bad night. And then the next morning be like, okay, Dean woke up and he's feeling inspired and he's making a list of what he's going to do for the day and he's going to rock that shit out. And it's like, that's like a lot of us, like we go to bed feeling defeated most nights and then wake up in the morning and be like, all right, I'm going to make a list today. I'm going to have goals. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And, you're an artist. Like I'm a fucking haunted housewife and I wake up in the morning and I'm like, I got to do this today and that. And it's like, similar in another way, but it's, it's inspirational. Like, yeah, you had a bad night, but we're going to wake up the next day and we're going to fucking grind like the pig god.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm a list writer. That's what I've always done. And so a lot of times I'll talk out loud my list. But since I've been single, alone, Facebook is where I turn to say that stuff. And it's not even necessary that I want a response. It's mainly so I can check back with it.
You're holding yourself accountable for the things you said you were going to do that day.
Right. I was like, well, I can't fucking make myself out to be a liar, so I gotta fucking do this shit.
Yep. I know. I make a list every morning, and as I go, I highlight it. And if I see spots that aren't highlighted, it just eats at my brain until I can swipe something else off.
Exactly.
Right. Well, we are at about the halfway point on here, so I think it'd be a good time for us to pull up this single. Anything you want to tell us about this before we release this, sir?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is one of my favorite rap tracks that I've done so far. And it's all based on the director, Ed Wood. And Ed Wood was a director in the 40s and 50s, I believe. Maybe through that. Maybe, but I'm gonna say 40s and 50s. Who did tons and tons of B movies, and was just constantly. He was a dreamer, and if you gave this guy a set of 5 different random clips for free from Hollywood, like you used to be able to buy like pre-recorded buffaloes running or spaceships or something like that. And you can give him 5 completely different things, but he would make one movie out of all of it because he's just like, what can I use for free in my resources to fucking make this shit happen? And he was the last person to work with Bela Lugosi before he died. And he did Plan 9 from Outer Space and all kinds of cool shit. He also did the first transgender movie called Glenn and Glenda, because a lot of people didn't know he was a cross-dresser, which caused a lot of problems in his marriage and ended up getting a divorce and shit. But he had such a wild fucking life. And I relate so much to that because I always use my resources, whatever I have, whatever we can use in the yard to fucking make shit happen. The crappy movies that I used to make, just everything that guy stood for, I really appreciated. So this was kind of like me comparing myself to him, being called, because he was always called the best of the worst. So I kind of adopted that, being one of the best of the worst. And, just really, I don't know, I loved it. And so I made a song for him.
Right on. All right, folks. Well, here it is. Edwin.
Greetings, my friends. We are all interested in the future, for that is where you and I are going to spend the rest of our lives. And remember, my friends, future events such as these will affect you in the future. You are interested in the unknown, the mysterious, the unexplainable. People been
telling me for years now there's no room here for the weird. This monster sci-fi shit you can't sell to a big crowd. But after 17, here I'm the same old Dean, chasing those nuclear dreams like an alien being. I got the Glens and Glenders upon my tour Johnson, hooked like Lugosi and his opioid problem. I've seen Plan 9 like 99 times at late drive-in movies back in 1999. It was then I became obsessed with being the best of the worst. Fuck industry standards, I do what I want first. We get what we get, cut and print and move on. Ain't got no Hitchcock budget, we shooting shit on my lawn. I may be a joke to the eyes of the mainstream, but in the underground they rock with old Big D. I'ma be here forever, like it or not, y'all. So hop on the train and straight suck on these pig balls. All you haters saying D.E.A.N is no good. I'm just a reanimated ghost of Ed Wood. I do what I want. Fuck all the normies, all that serious talk, man. Y'all are so boring. All you haters saying D.E.A.N is no good. I'm just a reanimated ghost of Ed Wood. You may say, man, that monster dude is corny. I still do what I want, cause that normal shit is boring. I tell you failure's not an option. I keep my sights all locked in. Go for the top, open up shop and keep the bodies rocking. I have the sinister urge to find myself an outlaw queen. Have a shotgun wedding and make her the bride of the beast. Buy up the only house in town, give her anatomy of a psycho. Beat the Venus flytrap up and show her where the knife go. The horrible horror, it's an orgy of the dead. Never a final curtain, cause I'm keeping her head. If you're not a film junkie, check your history list, cause I just spit 6 bars of B-movie hits. See, I thrive in the art, it's always been a part of me. Moving through the bullshit like I parted the Red Sea. All y'all sneak dissers posting how they hate my lifestyle. You should probably lay off the saltines a while, cause I'm fat, paid, and happy, traveling the globe. And you're sad, trash, and sappy, man, get out of here, bro. All you haters saying D.E.A.N is no good. I'm just a reanimated ghost of Ed Wood. I do what I want. Fuck all the normies, all that serious talk, man. Y'all are so boring. All you haters saying D.E.A.N is no good. I'm just a reanimated ghost of Ed Wood. You may say, man, that monster dude is corny. I still do what I want, cause that normal shit is boring.
All right, gentlemen, that's it. Let's wrap it up. Next up, and action.
Nice.
That normal shit is boring.
It really is. It really is. And I love that track so much because even in the song I say, if you're not a film junkie, check your history list because I just spit 6 bars of B-movie hits. So for 6 the bars of the second verse, all of those words were movie titles of his. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, I was impressed with myself.
No, you fucking killed it, dude. Jonathan Hellhouse says that shit slaps. Brandon came in and spit off a list of questions. We've got Luke the Goon with pig emojis.
Hey.
So no, it was fucking dope. But I do have I got a list of questions from Gravity Bleeds. He wants to know who produced this track.
That would be Bad Mind from Bankard Beats. It was just one of the random beats that he made, and it samples the what's that movie? War of the Worlds, I think. Or the Day the Earth Stood Still, one of those old sci-fi movies. And I heard it, and instantly Ed Wood came into my mind, and I was like, I have to buy this. And so I hit him up like within 30 seconds of him posting. I was like, give me that.
Fine.
No, it was super cool. And then I'm gonna slaughter this last question because he rattled off too many that it's probably this last question is probably 5 in 1. Okay. So if it doesn't make any sense. So he wants to know, how do you work with matching your music to the beat? Do you hear the beat and you're like, automatically this is who I'm going to do a song about, and then it just your lyrics flow from there? How does that construction work for you?
So for this one, in particular, like as soon as I heard the sci-fi sound and shit, I was like, bam, lightning strike. This has to be an Ed Wood song.
Mm-hmm.
But when I do albums, most of the time, if I'm working with somebody who I can tell them, this is what I'm looking for, what I'll do is I'll come up with the album title first. I always take a look at the big picture, and then I'm like, all right, from the album title, what subjects would I like to talk about, or what's been on my mind heavy, and then from there I'll go to take the emotion and the subject matter and do a song title, and then if I have the music, I'll listen to the music and write to the music. If not, I'll talk to a producer and say, hey, this is the vibe that I'm going for this, then get the music, then write to it. I always like to write to the music so that the cadence is always on point. And I want to do different things here and here. Because I like being experimental with music too. Sometimes I'll put random noises or messages in the background of shit, and people never listen to it that hard and find it, but it's for me,
So is there any D.E.A.N vinyls out there that we can like play backwards or something, and then we're gonna get the Christmas ham recipe?
I'm gonna go ahead and copyright that right now. But no, I really want to do some vinyls soon. Especially because this year I dropped all kinds of singles and stuff. I want to put them all on an album and call it Single as a Pringle. Yeah. So that's going to be coming out. But I really would love to do vinyls, especially of some of the rock albums, because that's the best way to listen to rock and rolls on vinyl.
Mm-hmm. I'll tell you, we have a big vinyl collection and stuff, so it's nice too. And especially like those special ones too, like you're talking just your singles that you've been releasing. Right. Yeah, I've got some fans of the new single here, Zulabotomy Insane. I hope I said that all right. If I didn't, to have name yourself Bob or something on the stream. Says fuck yeah, instant banger. Holy shit, bro, this is fucking dope. So yes, across the board. No, it was dope. I only got to listen to it before everybody else because I had to upload it to the stream and to make sure the audio was working. I was like, oh, okay. No, it was fucking dope.
Lydia knows all the words already.
I don't talk fast. I don't walk fast. You will never see me rapping at karaoke. No, I move at my speed, and my speed is just fine, and that's as fast as we're going.
All right, listen, I can't rap fast either. That track was about as fast as it gets from me, because I just from here to here everything gets fucky, so I can't like. Shout out to all those fast rappers. You're doing a great job.
Yeah. No, I can't even talk straight most days. Brandon and me, the same game is to pick out all the new words that I have come up with during the episode because I can't pronounce the real ones. So far, the winner is Rodney Peppers, and we'll let you guys figure out what I was talking about at that time. Well, we have the banner on here. I want to make sure I'm not missing anything where folks can find you. So the single will be available online. Is it going to be on Spotify? Do we need to go to your website? Where is this going to be released for consumption?
So at midnight, it'll be released worldwide through pretty much everything: Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music. The only one that takes a while is Deezer and shit like that. It'll be on TikTok. So Go make a TikTok, please. TikTok is very important. I need to get back on that, as a matter of fact. But
Maybe it's under D.E.A.N on TikTok.
D.E.A.N BSE, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, it'll be released everywhere, and we're doing. You had the artwork up there. We're doing some shirts of that, and you know we're also doing a Black Friday sale coming up with different bundles of things that are dirt cheap. Like we're literally giving $2 CDs, fucking all kinds of shit in these bundles just to clear out backstock. But that's going to be available all tomorrow. The Ed Wood stuff, and yeah, listen to it repeatedly, please, because we only get paid like 0.004 cents per stream. So
listen to it 6,666 times.
Yeah.
Just listen to it while you go to sleep.
Yeah, what would put you in a trance with the theremin in the background?
You could be like, I do what I want.
Right.
Well, Dean, we had a silly little game that we thought up of at the very, very last minute. So it might not be that funny, guys, but it was funny to me in the moment when I thought of it. So we are going to play here, folks, and Lee and I have to answer on this as well. We're not just gonna, hang out to dry here, but this game here, folks. I mean, we might need to patent this here. It is going to be oink or pass. So, in the season, everyone's out getting their holiday hams ready and stuff like that. Who better than to tell us what are the finest specimens out there that you should, keep your eye out for, that maybe we need to pick up for this holiday season. So, starting off here with a flashy swine here.
Smash.
Pass.
Yeah, pass.
Pass. Okay. I hear he has a German accent. He's good at dancing. Yeah, here we got a classic next here. Oink or pass?
Oink. I love Piglet.
Oink.
Super cute.
Would Piglet be like, how those Cornish game hens? Would Piglet be just like a tiny roasted hog, little Piglet? And
I don't know, but that sounds delicious.
tiny hog. Next, we have she is a hog in the streets.
Oink.
Oink. It's the pigtails. The pigtails do it for everybody here.
Yep.
Next. Ooh.
Oink.
Oink. You can. Yeah. Come on. It's Pumbaa.
You have to.
Pumbaa. Next gal we have coming up here. Sometimes she gets a bad rap for being a little sassy, but hey.
Pass. Total bitch.
Pass. Oh man.
Fucking whore.
She can't sit with us.
She gets a bad rap, man. All right. Next, we're coming in here with a classic here, folks. The original Babe.
Oink. Total
Definitely.
Babe.
Total Babe. I like that back then. They just didn't even use like a cute, like little chubby piglet. It's like this teenage skinny one. But here it's like, this will sell. Kids will think that's adorable.
Oh yeah.
Next we got this guy. I'll not change things. The girls to the yard.
Oink, because he has money.
Yeah.
Hey, sugar daddy. And last but least, an OG.
Oink.
Put it, pass. I get so pissed off having a conversation with him.
And yeah, folks, that was it. That was our fun little game.
Hey, I liked it.
So many pigs.
So many pigs. Yes. So that's why my I'm gonna get really nice suggestions from like Amazon now that I've been doing all these like pig.
Right.
Just like I think you would be interested in
Toy Story bed sheets.
So yeah, we're just kind of chilling here. Yeah, dude, that single, it's fucking killer. I wasn't expecting it at all. Everyone's fucking loving it in the chat. I'm not sure if you can see in the comments or not, Dean, because you.
No, I don't know how to look at the chat. Because I'm also old. Let's see. Oh yes, hold on. Yep, I can. Let's see. Jonathan Hill's much love, Pigman. All right, big man. Well, thank you, everybody. Let's see. I see Bluebotomy, much love. TJ, much love. Miss Bazaar, hey boo. But yeah, thanks everybody.
No, you fucking killed it, man. So they said this was going to be the last single that comes out for a while. So it's going to be the last single for this year that we're going to be seeing from the Pig God.
Yes. I am currently taking 2 months off, which started in November and December. But I actually hit the studio tomorrow to start work on. If everybody got the collab album from me and D Murder for Creepshow, I announced him as our first signee to Bonesaw Entertainment, and me and him are working on another collab album called Goddamn. That will be the first release of the year next year, and so I start recording for that and the Fritz album and all the stuff coming for next year. So now starts the working part.
Yeah, putting it all together. Well, sir, we're gonna miss you, during this time off, but we know you're gonna be cooking up some fire shit during that time. So we are definitely very stoked for that, and we're here for all of it. So the single's available to stream at midnight tonight. The shirts as well, and merch that's going along with that, is that also available at midnight?
I haven't talked to my manager today, so I'm not sure.
Luke, are you still here?
Luke, are you in the chat?
So Luke is like the music side manager. Dan, who does St. Pete Sauce Company, he runs my store and all that. So well, to be fair, I haven't talked to either one of them, so nobody knows what the fuck's going on.
Coming out soon, though, folks. Gravity Bleed says, if and when y'all do that show in New Orleans, we'll fly down there to party with y'all.
Yeah, absolutely. That's definitely a goal for next year. I have a few goals in mind for myself next year. I want to do a show in Hell, Michigan. I want to do a show in Anoka, Minnesota, which is the birthplace of Halloween, modern day Halloween, and want to do a show like in all the horror niche places of America.
Yeah.
So New Orleans was the one that I think someone was gonna take a shit in Luke's bed if you guys didn't play.
Yeah,
there.
we were gonna collectively shit in Luke's bed if he didn't make it happen. Which you don't want a pig shit in your bed. It's gnarly.
The glamorous life of being a music manager.
Yeah.
Oh, folks. Well, folks, should we go out with listening to that single one more time? I mean, hey, let us know here in the chat. Do you guys want to hear that one more time before you have to wait until midnight here? A nice little sleepy.
Pigs in the chat.
Pigs in the chat. Come on, let's see some pig emojis. We know they're there. If I found them, you can find them. And I don't know what the fuck this thing is. It kind of reminds me of those pig cards from what was it? The Star Wars one, but the Boba Fett series.
Oh yeah, those fucking guys. It's funny. Somebody made a meme. That was like D.E.A.N fans at a concert or some shit. There's just a bunch of those pig aliens standing around. So that's dope as fuck. I've actually never seen one with a bottom jaw on it.
Yeah, I think it's like a Frankenstein pig mask because the jaw is a jaw from a Bango Skank mask.
That's lit. I like it.
Yeah, it's either Bango Skank or it's the pumpkin one. But
he does so great work, man. Shout out to him. And we're still there might be one more release before the year's up because I'm still waiting on the lyric video for Witch Fist to come in. And if you guys missed out on the first round of Witch's Fist, you guys missed out, man, because Brandon did such an amazing job on those, and I was blown away when I got mine. So we will be doing another run of those when we get that video, but I've been waiting, King Graham. So if you're out there,
I hear you. No, it was cool to see. He definitely was a big fan of Voodoo Frankenstein, especially that Witch Fest single. So to hear him jamming out to that while he was sculpting that in the house, I mean, I love artists that inspire my favorite artists, and so yeah, it was a cool collaboration to see that your music had like that much inspiration for him, and as he was making it and stuff. And for a while he was thinking we needed to like live cast an old lady's hand to make the perfect Witch Fist. So we were kind of like scoping old people's hands that we knew, and then we would have like secret discussions like, do you think your Aunt Mary would allow you to cast her hand? And then we would explain to Aunt Mary why you want to cast her hand.
You guys went to the senior center. You're like, that's the one.
That's the one. So, but no, we didn't steal the essence of any senior citizens out there to make the Witch Fist. That was all like kind of sculpt that he did freehanded himself and stuff. So that was.
Which turned out so sick. Yeah. I love it.
It was definitely dope here. Alrighty, well, we've got some cute little piggies all in the chat there. We're going to go out here one more time with Edward.
Greetings, my friends. We are all interested in the future, for that is where you and I are going to spend the rest of our lives. And remember, my friends, future events such as these will affect you in the future. You are interested in the unknown, the mysterious, the unexplainable.
People been telling me for years now there's no room here for the weird. This monster sci-fi shit you can't sell to a big crowd. But after 17, here I'm the same old D.E.A.N, chasing those nuclear dreams like an alien being. I got the Glens and Glendas upon my tour Johnson, hooked like Lugosi and his opioid problem. I've seen Plan 9 like 99 times at late drive-in movies back in 1999. It was then I became obsessed with being the best of the worst. Fuck industry standards, I do what I want first. We get what we get, cut and print and move on. Ain't got no Hitchcock budget, we shooting shit on my lawn. I may be a joke to the eyes of the mainstream, but in the underground they rock with old Big D. I'ma be here forever, like it or not, y'all. So hop on the train and straight suck on these pig balls. All you haters saying D.E.A.N is no good. I'm just a reanimated ghost of Edward. I do what I want. Fuck all the normies, all that serious talk, man. Y'all are so boring. All you haters saying D.E.A.N is no good. I'm just a reanimated ghost of Edward. You may say, man, that monster dude is corny. I still do what I want, cause that normal shit is boring. I tell you failure's not an option. I keep my sights all locked in. Go for the top, open up shop and keep the bodies rocking. I have the sinister urge to find myself an outlaw queen. Have a shotgun wedding and make her the bride of the beast. Buy up the only house in town, give her anatomy of a psycho. Beat the Venus flytrap up and show her where the knives go. The horrible horror, it's an orgy of the dead. Never a final curtain, cause I'm keeping her head. If you're not a film junkie, check your history list, cause I just spit 6 bars of B-movie hits. See, I thrive in the art, it's always been a part of me. Moving through the bullshit like I parted the Red Sea. All y'all sneak dissers teens posting how they hating my lifestyle. You should probably lay off the saltines a while. Cause I'm fat, paid, and happy, traveling the globe. And you're sad, trash, and sappy. Man, get out of here, bro. All you haters saying D.E.A.N is no good. I'm just a reanimated ghost of Ed Wood. I do what I want. Fuck all the normies, all that serious talk, man. Y'all are so boring. All you haters saying D.E.A.N is no good. I'm just a reanimated ghost of Ed Wood. You may say, man, that monster dude is corny. I still do what I want, cause that normal shit is boring.
All right, gentlemen, that's it. Let's wrap it up. Next set. And action.
You're in the wrong chat, Dean.
Whoops.
No, you're good. I should do better at like telling people like here's this chat, here's the public one, here's the private one.
Yeah, basically I just said I love you guys with all my heart, especially that bizarre gal.
Well, sir, thank you so much for kicking it with the Dead Bitches tonight. We really appreciate it, and then giving us the honor of being able to release such a dope single on our show. We just in hog heaven. We just love you so much, and we can't wait until we can have you on again to show off anything new that you're working on. And thank you to everybody that tuned in live tonight and shared the stream and were commenting. We appreciate you all. And if you think that the Dead Bitches Brunch is slowing down just because it's the holidays time, no, we fucking are not. We are going to be back next week with the Michigan Misfits for our Thanksgiving hangover special. So make sure you guys tune in next Sunday for that. And then we have a bunch of dope episodes planned for December as well. So Dean, again, thank you. Thank you so much. Pettibone, thank you for always being my partner in crime.
Of course.
Thank you guys very much. It means a lot. Every podcast or anything like this I can ever be on, I'm very grateful for it, that you guys even know who the fuck I am. So thank you.
You know, here I'm thinking, like, I'm in Michigan. I'm like, God, Dean's just freezing in his car this whole time. And I'm like, fuck, he's in fucking Florida.
Yeah, it's rainy. It's like 60. It's Florida cold, but like nothing up there.
No, he'll come back next year with a nice pineapple glaze because he's living in the tropics now.
Yeah.
Hey.
All right, folks, until next week, stay dead.